Observability. You may have heard this term before. It may be new. It's kind of like, I just say it's a fancy term the researchers picked. This really just means how can we see what our agents are doing? Whereas like how I like to think of observability is like X-ray vision for your agents. So like, all these agents are doing all these things for us, and like agents are only going to expand their scope. Like we've already see agents starting to spend money for us. Eventually they're doing a lot more. And so it's like, obviously if they're taking these actions on our behalf, we're going to want some way to monitor their behavior so we can make it better and audit what they're doing. So this is all kind of encompassed in observability. And observability and Lindy, there's like two main actions that like help you like do this, and they're pretty magical. Like once you start to use them and talk to them, like they're definitely highly recommend testing this out. But we have two main one trigger and one action. The agent task change trigger pretty much triggers like once an agent does something. So this is a trigger that wakes up whenever another one of your Lindy agents does something, and you get to select which agent it's monitoring. And you can monitor any sort of outcome. Like you can monitor like errors, you can monitor like completed tasks, successes, like all these different kind of behaviors can wake up an agent. And then the get task details is like an action that then given a task, it'll fetch like literally everything about that agent task run. And like some of these are like steps, like all the steps in your agent, all the inputs and outputs, any sort of like credits consumed, any sort of outcomes, whether it's successful or errors. And it kind of looks like the matrix, but the good news is like you just send the matrix through the AI, and like the AI will process it and turn it into like really coherent and actionable insights. So I want to give you guys a little bit more visibility in what this looks like in the platform. So the most simple kind of observability agent you can have is you have this agent task change trigger, which we just talked about. And like based on the test agent, you can filter. So you can filter by say like a title. You can filter by title. You can also filter by resolve status. So like whether like should this agent wake up when a task was created, when a task was canceled, when a task was failed, when it was a success, all of the above. You can filter and toggle these things. You can also multi-select, which is pretty awesome. And then for get task details, this is the I see maybe my favorite step or action that we have. So given an agent and a subtask, and if you're using this, and usually this is used following an agent task change trigger, you can just leave these all on auto, and it's going to fetch all the information, except max number of blocks to get can determine how many blocks you want to get. But what this task is going to do is it's going to pull so much information about all of this task that just went on. And then from there, you can either send it to like some sort of like external platform. You can just log it in Google Sheets. You can have AI log things. Like one of my favorite use cases is like anytime there's an error, like I want the AI to like decipher what's going on, and then like let me know or like suggest an edit. Or like I also have spreadsheets logging like all of my successes and all my failures, and like kind of like also use this action to kind of log what exactly is going on at each step. And so like because of that, it's a lot easier for me to take a look at an agent and like make adjustments over time. So that's observability in Lindy, and like the easiest way to do it today. We're gonna have a lot more cool stuff coming around here in the future. So definitely just like be mindful and stay up to date with the docs and so forth. But definitely encourage you to try it out. Marvin's gonna show you actually a little bit of how this gets task details work, this action, and he's going to build an agent using the observability and the monitoring agent tool as like a feature to be able to let you search your meeting notes in Slack. And it's a super powerful build. You're going to love it. Marvin's going to walk through it, and I'll hand it off to him.